can build a better team. Call 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more information.
This is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
We are taking pride in outstanding performance. We are encouraging and recognizing innovation. We are committed to continuously doing things better, with enhanced services coming soon. Yes, we are here for you. Check us out today for your financial need. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN Television News for Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. I'm Chrislyn, Lashington. In the headlines, RGPF tells citizens to say what they see as quarterly records show an increase in sexually related crimes involving minors. 6 arrested for brutal attack on police following Saraka celebration. Government pledges $1 million in support to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Superintendent Sylva McIntyre provides an update on the La Soufre volcano eruption today. Beverly Telesford also joins us in studio.
Coming up in sports, Sandals National Under-15 Tournament and the Peter David Magridow Netball Tournament got underway over the weekend. In around the globe, no adverse reactions reported from the vaccination efforts in Guyana, and India reports a record high in daily COVID-19 infections.
Thanks, Beverly. Details right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Now, 6 individuals were arrested and charged following last Saturday's incident at River Sally St. Patrick that left police officers injured. According to Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin, the officers have since returned to active duties. He deemed this act against the police as unfortunate. More in this Chrislyn John report.
An attack on police with various projectiles thrown by defiant civilians refusing to adhere to curfew after the scaled-down annual Saraka celebration was held last Friday has led to the arrest of 6 people. Police made it clear that the incident had nothing to do with the annual Saraka, which police permitted on a scaled-down basis. Commissioner Martin explained that officers were faced with fierce resistance from those individuals who have violated the COVID-19 regulations and breached curfew hours. He said the result could have been worse.
Officers were injured, one of which received 3 stitches to his head, and that is after the missile hitting onto his cap. The officers involved in this incident, who has a right to protect themselves from harm, exhibited tremendous restraint in treating with this situation. Had they resort to the use of force, the outcome of this incident could have been worse than we are dealing with today. I want to assure you, members of the public, that this matter remains under active investigation. And to date, 6 persons have already been arrested for various offenses. And the investigation continues until we get to the bottom of this.
In addition to the 6 individuals arrested, one, Clyde Thomas, a 39-year-old shopkeeper of Latask, St. Patrick's, was arrested and charged for the offense of exposing for sale intoxicating liquor without being the holder of a liquor dealer's license. He was informed that he will be further charged for offenses under the COVID-19 regulations. This type of behavior, the officer notes, appears to be on the upswing.
As a force of what seems to be an emergent trend of resistance to officers in the execution of their duties. This is unacceptable and is probably pushing for the RGPF to change its posture. I am concerned about these issues, and I appeal here again for the public to continue to support the RGPF in the execution of these duties and to enable us, through your cooperation, to deliver the best quality service that will ensure our continued safety and security, and that we will be able to continue to boast of our competitive advantage as a safe and secure nation.
The commissioner provided an update on the status of the officers affected.
But the issue here, we continue to pursue our investigations with a view of hopefully eventually identifying individuals that might also be involved in the throwing of missiles at officers. As it relates to the health of the officers, one officer got the laceration to his head as a result and received 4 stitches. But all of the officers, as far as I understand, are still on duty, notwithstanding the injuries sustained. Commitment, loyalty, and devotion to executing the functions continue to execute their duties. I've not seen a sick leave, but I can anticipate maybe at least the one that received 4 stitches to his head probably will be proceeding on sick leave if he has not done so already.
Chrislyn John, GBN News.
Police have arrested and charged 28-year-old businessman Garth Thomas and 34-year-old room attendant Aldia Luizan of Guava Estate, St. John for the offenses of trafficking a controlled drug, possession of a firearm, and possession of ammunition. The arrest and subsequent charge of the couple follows a joint operation on Monday, April 12, 2021 by officers of the Rapid Response Unit and Drug Squad at Guava Estate, St. John. 1 9mm pistol, a magazine with 4 9mm rounds of ammunition, 379 grams of cannabis, and a quantity of cash were discovered. Thomas and Luizan were the occupants of the house. They are expected to make their first court appearance on Thursday, the 15th of April, 2021 at the Victoria's Magistrates Court. The government of Grenada will provide $1 million in support for the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to help deal with the impact of the explosive eruptions at the La Soufrière volcano. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell confirmed that his cabinet colleagues unanimously supported the proposal to help the neighboring country, despite the fiscal challenges now faced. Grenada initially pledged to accept hundreds of Vincentian evacuees if they opted for relocation and immediately began making arrangements to do so in collaboration with St. George's University. However, at an emergency meeting of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Authority this week, Vincentian Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves advised his colleagues of a general reluctance among Vincentians to relocate to other countries and in some cases to even evacuate from the high-risk areas. It is against this backdrop that countries have now started looking at alternative means of providing support for the government and people of St. Vincent. The Royal Grenada Police Force will be joining the efforts to provide relief to residents in neighboring St. Vincent as they deal with the effects of the La Soufrière volcano. The announcement was made during a press briefing on Wednesday. Let's hear more in this report.
Since the first explosive eruption of the La Soufrière volcano on Friday, 9th April 2021, aid has been sent to St. Vincent and the Grenadines by many countries, including Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Venezuela, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Grenada. As the volcano's eruptions continue and the situation on island becomes more unpredictable by the hour, the need for aid increases. The Royal Grenada Police Force, as part of the Regional Security System's member states, has pledged to send additional aid in the form of 10 police officers to help with the situation in St. Vincent. The announcement was made by the Commissioner of Police, Edwin Martin, during the RGPF's press briefing on Wednesday.
We all continue to monitor the evolving situation in St. Vincent. The RGPF, as a member of the RSS member states, is working with RSS to ensure that appropriate support and response is given. And we do have a request and order before the end of the week. About 10 officers should be leaving Grenada to assist St. Vincent in the aftermath of the volcano eruption that we had there. If and when that happens, of course, we will provide additional information.
According to the National Emergency Management Organization of St. Vincent, on Wednesday, 14th April, the La Soufrière volcano recorded more explosive eruptions at 11:21 a.m. The island is currently facing a shortage of water, and with some communities receiving no pipe-borne water for 4 days, trucks carrying water given by other islands are being stopped and raided in Kingstown. The RGPF hopes to be able to provide significant assistance to the island in their time of need. Trelawna Charles, GBN News.
In Grenada, we say that a friend in need is a friend indeed. And today, one of the island's leading telecom service providers is proving to be a friend with outstretched hands to their neighbors. Flow is reaching out to its sister company in St. Vincent, which is among institutions affected by the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano. More in this report.
Employees of Flow Grenada donned T-shirts and jeans and gave up the office space today to get involved in humanitarian work. Several of the company's employees toiled in the scorching sun, offloading supplies from trucks and getting them transferred onto a waiting vessel just outside the fire station on the Carenage. 9,000 cases of water, food supplies, and care packages were loaded onto the MV gondola in preparation for the trip to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Flow's country manager, James Pitt, was on hand with his team on Wednesday afternoon.
What we have here is part of Flow's response, local, regional, and from our colleagues to really helping our neighbors in St. Vincent, our colleagues in St. Vincent, the St. Vincent community. You know, it reaffirms our position in helping the communities we serve and building the communities we serve. So what we have today, we're trying to get in excess of 9,000 to 10,000 cases of water to St. Vincent for colleagues, for communities in St. Vincent. It's the first part of our efforts, and we're going to continue doing this.
Commercial manager Lincoln Batiste, who is also the sales lead for the Southern Flow cluster, says in addition to water and other supplies, the company is also reaching out to its customers through special telecoms packages.
For the people of St. Vincent, the team on the ground in St. Vincent is also assessing the situation and helping in any way that they can. Although we are here in Grenada trying to get items like foodstuff and water to them, they are also doing what they can in, there has been a free data package that they gave to all of their prepaid customers. They have given special rates on top of, because we understand at this point people are trying to also contact their families from outside and families are trying to contact them. So in the same way that we are putting together our efforts here in Grenada, the team on the ground there are out trying to do what they can for the people of St. Vincent.
As the MV gondola gets ready to set sail within the next couple of hours, the Flow country manager is hoping that people here will remember the outpouring of support during Hurricane Ivan and respond in like manner in the days and weeks ahead.
I'd like to use this entity to encourage other cooperating entities and all of Grenada, quite frankly, to help where we can. Seems as yesterday, but 15 years ago, we suffered Hurricane Ivan, and a lot of countries stepped in to help. It's my opportunity now to encourage that we reciprocate with our neighbors in St. Vincent.
Mr. Pitt says they remain responsive to what is still an unfolding situation, and they stand ready to provide whatever support could be rendered. For GBN News, Janelle MacDonald.
Excellent initiative there. Now, the Alliance of Evangelical Churches is teaming up with other churches and organizations to provide relief items to neighboring St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let's get the details.
During a press conference on Wednesday, President of the Alliance of Evangelical Churches, the AEC, Pastor Devon Rashe, says they have been in contact with their fellow AEC members in St. Vincent, who will facilitate distribution not only to their members but other individuals in need when the items are received. As the plea goes out to the Grenadian public, he explained how collections will be facilitated.
Persons who may be willing to send items and support, and you may not know how you can go about doing this. Many of our local churches are able to receive some of your items, and we are going to be publishing a list of churches in which you can drop some of the items that we have listed, and as small as you can give, it will add up over time. The Prime of St. Vincent have already expressed the desire and the encouragement for persons to collaborate so as not to overwhelm the port of entry in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right? And so this is one of the reasons why we are working together. So as opposed to every church sending their own shipment and so forth, we are able to send a single shipment over to St. Vincent that is able to take care of the needs of St. Vincent without overwhelming the port and the authorities that is there. So
Rashe indicated that persons with relatives and or friends they wish to send items to can package, label and drop off at local churches within communities. The final day for collection is this Sunday in anticipation of the first shipment in the coming week. Items needed at this time are water, items for bedding, items for children, canned food items, toiletry, among others. However, items of clothing are not a requirement at this time. Pastor Stevenson Worm says they choose to involve children as part of their collection process. He says now is the time for Grenadians to assist as much as we can, as the future is unpredictable.
We don't know what would happen to us in the case of Grenada. The world has become so fragile, so none of us can really say that we're out of the woods by any stretch of imagination, and we might well be hit with some sort of natural disaster. We don't know when. And just as we would like people to jump out of the block and to support us, I think we should do the same.
Another organization stretching out a helping hand to their sister organization in St. Vincent is the Public Workers Union. Daisy Hazard is the Public Relations Officer.
We were able to get water out on the first relief shipment that left Grenada for St. Vincent, along with our sister union, the Grenada Union of Teachers. And we know that that water went to its intended recipient because we spoke with President Elroy Boucher, the president of the president of the St. Vincent Public Workers Union, our sister union, and they received that water. So we have barrels and boxes are being placed as we speak throughout various ministries and departments across the island and also in Carriacou. And we are urging our members to give generously.
Chrislyn John, GBN News.
Back to give us an update as to what is happening in St. Vincent is Superintendent of Police assigned to Sedema, Sylvan McIntyre. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for being with us this evening again.
Good evening to you. Good evening to all your listeners, followers, viewers. My pleasure always.
Now, it's another day, more eruptions. What can you tell us about today's occurrence?
today's occurrence, I don't think is a surprise to anyone at this stage who would understand how volcanoes would actually operate or function. I think maybe for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to a larger extent, people around the Caribbean, it's a bit of discomfort knowing that you don't know when the end of this phenomenon will actually come to a close. But what happened today is just one of the episodes continuing with the saga of the erupting volcano that started just over a week ago. Eruptions are expected to happen, according to the expert, at different times, different intervals, and at different levels, and may have different impacts. So what we've seen today was further emission of gas, smoke, and ash into the atmosphere that is likely and has fallen in some aspects, covering a huge portion of the vegetation that's in the area around the volcano itself.
Now, with regards to relief, we saw some videos circulating on social media of people grabbing water off a truck, and in one separate incident, even a water truck overturning. Now, the request for supplies, especially water, from your vantage point, is it that the needs are being sufficiently met?
Let us be realistic. We want to be honest and truthful to the conditions, while the behavior of the persons that you may have seen should not be tolerated. It can be understood to an extent that people will get frustrated if the normal process of life is inhibited by some means or the other. And most persons have been denied running water through the taps for quite some time. So we understand that desperation can step in, but we are hoping that people will again understand that this is a support that we're getting, and we have to understand that that's a process that will be slow in unrolling because the entire population is affected. What this reiterates is the need for us to ensure that we step up on security measures and other management mechanisms to ensure that the distribution is equitable, that the persons who are most at risk, all those who are in need, they are served to an extent. The security issues are unfolding. We do have shelters where people have been displaced for a period of time, and that will have its emotional and psychological impact on them. It is the responsibility of the authority to ensure that things are in place to mitigate against circumstances like this.
Okay. Are some supermarkets or shops, or is there some sort of business activity happening, or the entire island is shut down?
The Prime Minister actually allowed some things to happen. The island is not in a total shutdown. And at this stage, according to the ministers themselves in one of the meetings yesterday, that the island is not necessarily short of supplies where food is concerned. But having to have been under particular conditions for an extended period of time, people consuming differently and more to an extent, and not knowing, especially in the agricultural sector, how hard it has been hit. Most persons are depending on the agricultural produce to survive, and so they may be becoming anxious and otherwise. So some of the business places, not most of them, have been allowed to operate to facilitate the process of people buying, and to a large extent, well, to a lesser extent, those who have access to the agricultural produce, they are selling on the streets.
Okay. Now, with regards to the ash from the volcano, are there any reports of the impact, if any, on the health system with people suffering from respiratory complaints?
The overall impact of the ashfall cannot be totally determined at this stage. We've seen footages of persons who've been in the area showing feet deep of ash in some areas, and it has been spread differently across the island. From the shelters and Ministry of Health, we've had reports indicating that there are a few persons who came down with respiratory disorders, and it's a fear, it's a concern that can increase because people are enclosed, and in some cases, the windows may allow ash to come through. It is one of the conditions that has been monitored very, very closely. And as it stands now, there has been a few reports, but it's not overwhelming at this stage.
And just trying to understand how people are coping amidst all the ash that we've seen in some of the footage. Are people engaged in cleaning up ash in any way? Are they mainly indoors? What can you share with us about their new way of living with this this disaster?
It is very frustrating when your vehicle is parked outside. You would have it cleaned, dust off, and within a few minutes it's covered all over again. You would dust your house, the rooms, keep some stuff out of it, and within a few minutes it'd be back again. So it could be quite frustrating. And the spread of the ash is different. The closer to the red zones or the volcano itself, the level of intrusion is much greater. But overall, it is just not the most comfortable of conditions for anyone to tolerate. So people are hoping that they really would come to an end of this, because it does have impact for even the water supply. So really and truly, it is intolerable and a frustrating thing to be moving through the dust, your clothes, your vehicles, all items, vegetables, plants, etc. Just about everything covered with some level of ash. It is definitely not a sight that anyone really want to endure for any period of time at all.
Right. And would you say that Vincentians are still adamant with remaining on the island, or are more being a little bit more willing to evacuate off island?
I think what we've seen with the mood of the people, they are exhibiting a bit of resilience. Some have had the experience of the past, and they are confident that they will endure this process. Others are thinking that they would need to evacuate to somewhere else where they can live a different kind of life. And it is still very, very uncertain as to those who were evacuated from the red zone as to exactly when they will be able to return. We have not been able to do a total damage assessment within those areas. So it is still very antsy and so forth as to how and when that situation will be resolved, and to the extent some persons from preliminary information may not be able to go back to where they lived all their lives. So it has to be a rehabilitation, reorganizing, and reconstruction to a large extent. But if we should take a cue from the offer of persons wanting to go overseas and cruise ship being provided, the interest where that is concerned has been very low, and as a result, the state has discontinued that offer to move persons by cruise ship to other places. There are just a small number of these persons who are intending to move. The government is indicating that they would facilitate them if it becomes, or when it becomes necessary. But by and large, I think people are exhibiting that level of resilience and wanting to stay, endure, and rebuild their society, rebuild the country. I think that is one of the things that is coming up really and truly by and large.
Resilience and rebuilding. As always, ready, willing, and able is our dear Superintendent of Police, Sylvan McIntyre, on loan to Sedema, stationed in St. Vincent. Thank you once again for joining us this evening on GBN News.
My welcome, my pleasure all the time to be able to provide any level of update I could.
Thank you so much. This is News at 7. Coming up, an increase in reports of child sexual abuse. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Glow, keeping you connected.
This is your Grenlick, and our story is one of change and development. We understand the importance of electricity in propelling the economy and affording our customers a comfortable life. With investments in modern and efficient technology, our team and processes, we now provide a better customer experience all round. From the Burns Point Power Station, our first home, we have come a long way, but our mission is far from accomplished. We now strive to exceed your expectations. This is our Grenlick, and we are proud to serve you.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. Information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Bruv. Hello? I can't see you. What's good? But I can't even hear you. Yo. Hello? Hello? Ah! Okay, I see you. I'm good. I'm coming in. Ah, there you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain. You're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Unsuspecting minors are falling prey to lurking culprits. The Royal Grenada Police Force reported an increase in sexually related crimes recorded during the first 3 months of this year by the Special Victims Unit. More in this report.
Statistics of adults' sexual involvement with minors under the age of 8 years. The Special Victims Unit notes that this is a cause for concern. A noticeable increase, 64.7% in sexual crimes have been recorded. Inspector Maureen Stanislas, head of the Special Victims Unit, says these victims often fall prey to people they are familiar with. The officer reiterates the need for parents to be attentive to whom they entrust their children.
2021, we had a total of 51 reports as compared to 33 in 2020, an increase of 64.7%. In 2021, of the 51 reports received, 26 reports were of the age group 11 to 16, as compared to 2020, where there were 33 reports and 16 were from the age group 11 to 16. This is of great concern to us.
The officer continued with more of what can only be categorized as disturbing statistics.
Major concern from the data that we collected is accused persons over 50 years of age and victims 8 years and under. We had an accused 59 years, the victim 3 years. We had an accused 51 years, the victim 5 years. An accused 50 years, the victim 6 years. An accused 57 years, the victim 7 years. An accused 55 years, the victim 8 years. This is of great concern to us.
A number of the accused have been charged, the officer assured, while others remain under investigation. According to Inspector Stanislas, once reports are received by the SVU, persons are referred to the Ministry of Social Development for psychosocial support. Providing statistics on the rate of crime in Grenada for the first 3 months of 2021 in comparison to the same period in 2020, Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin was pleased to note no murders have been recorded. However, there are indications of an increase and a decrease in other areas of crime, which Commissioner Martin identified.
Offences, therefore, we have seen for the quarter a 10.9% increase in offences. And that increase is driven largely by wounding offences or wounding crimes, moving from 33 in 2020 to 41 in 2021. Murder, as you are aware, for the period so far, we do not have any. For the same period last year, we had, I think, 4 murders for the same period last year. And while this is very encouraging, there are still concerns to us, because the harm offenses and the wounding offenses, any of those could have easily been a homicide. Additionally, you are well aware that we also had 3 shootings during this period.
Chrislyn John, GBN News.
A positive trend is being witnessed in schools, and that is due to the increased reporting by children. According to Janine Sylvester Gill of the Grenada National Coalition on the Rights of the Child, this is due to children being more receptive and open to speaking about instances of abuse amongst themselves and their peers.
Protecting our children during this pandemic is a mantra of GNCRC as they seek to create more awareness of child abuse in April. Janine Sylvester Gill, chair of the Grenada National Coalition on the Rights of the Child, says during the last year they would have received reports of neglect, physical abuse and sexual abuse among older children. Gill attributes the increased reporting by children to the work the coalition and other stakeholders have done, plus the achievements of Child Month in October.
So children are becoming more and more aware of the issue from an earlier age. And we try to get into schools and to speak with the students and say, yes, it's okay to tell someone. And that's the message that we've been giving over the years. And we're seeing then, the more we say is the more comfortable children are becoming. The schools are now providing a few more resources in that. Most schools now have access to a counselor. a trained counselor. You have Child Protection Authority doing their campaigns. So it is something that we hope for, something that we've worked towards, so that we can have no child left behind in terms of a child being afraid to speak out and to report.
She says cyberbullying also remains a big issue in Grenada among young people.
We're seeing within the region a spike in depression and suicidal attempts in the region by young persons, young children, as a result of cyberbullying. Because now everybody has WhatsApp and everybody is in a chat group and people are making all kinds of comments in the chat group to affect others. And they may not realize it at the time that they're bullying, but they're being mean. One and the same.
Gill says children are now more prone to cyberbullying via the use of technology and its devices, and is urging parents and guardians to be more alert to changes in their children or child's behavior. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Cholana Charles has been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. As the La Soufrière volcano continues to impact the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a video was shared of a police officer attempting to convince Frago, a 61-year-old resident, to evacuate to a safer area and leave his livestock and livelihood behind.
Officer, tell the truth, I am moving.
You're not moving?
No.
Please, Frago, get out.
I am moving, officer. I don't own.
Frago, how old are you?
61.
You're 61 years old.
You have 9 more years.
You have 9 more years according to the good book.
No, I don't know.
And maybe longer.
I don't know the amount of...
Don't risk it, Frago. Don't study the 6 cows and the few sheep and goats you have.
How will you survive?
You will survive after this. You had made it before and you will make it again.
Our online audience gave their opinions on the situation. Kay commented, "It's easy to make the demand, but nobody will ever know how that particular person is feeling and what they are thinking. It's the authorities' job, yes, to ensure everyone gets out safely, but perhaps home is where they feel safest. It's a catch-22. Nicola commented, "Policeman, very nice. America's police would never. As bad as police is in the Caribbean, most of them have a heart and they get to know civilians by their names." Marlene added, "Love this officer. Thank you for caring and for sharing, with the hope that someone who knows Frago will see this and intervene. Frago, the officer is correct. God has kept you thus far. He will continue to do so. Praying for you all." Celine said, "Mina, stay. My life is worth more. It will take time to achieve what I had, but Rome wasn't built in one day." Louisa added, "Ignorance. Everything can be replaceable, except life. I know he probably worked hard all his life, but the police is pleading with him to leave. Pray he makes the right decision. St. Vincent will rise again. One love." Eva commented, "My heart goes out to him and all others who are torn in two. Many blessings. May God answer our prayers." That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
From the thought process to the visual impact, let's take a peek through the GBN EyeSaw lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN EyeSaw is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
tonight's GBN ISO reporter submitted a photograph of a coconut with twin plants shooting out of it. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
This is News at 7.
How going on, boy? Hey, good old things. Hey, easy. Yeah. Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day. Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of it, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service. Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy. Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
There are those who say they care, and then there is Jediah's Pharmacy, conveniently located at the front entrance of the Brew Street Mall, right next to a Riser Credit Union. We offer premium quality products and services, and when you need us, we are there, offering you around-the-clock service, Mondays to Fridays, 7:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 9 until 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 until 2. At Jediah's Pharmacy, we show care with a beautiful smile. Call us today at 440-5342. The number again, 440-5342. Jediah's Pharmacy, affordable and totally dependable. Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our 2 convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Creativity plus flow equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride,
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product detox combo pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
And Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Synatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Let's see what tonight is looking at. Minimum temperature 26 degrees Celsius, so it might be a little warm again. Partly cloudy and hazy with light inland showers. Inland, okay. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. There is a warning, moderate dust haze, and also a low potential for volcanic ash. Seas moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open water, and a marine advisory remains in effect. Tides are high at 6 p.m., well, they were high at 6 p.m., and low at midnight. On Thursday, the sun will rise at 4 minutes to 6 and set at 6:20 p.m. The weather is expected to be mainly fair, hazy, and windy with the chance of light, brief, isolated showers. And on Friday, we're looking at mainly fair and hazy with a low chance of light, brief, isolated showers during partly cloudy spells. And on Saturday, mainly fair, hazy, and windy, increasing in cloudiness overnight with light to moderate showers. That's it for your weather forecast on GBN News.
Good evening, sporting fans. The Sandals under 15 got off to a cracking start over the weekend with 4 competitive matchups. St. Andrews Football League under 15 registered its first victory in a dominating 13-1 thrashing of St. David's FC. Queen's Park Rangers were also victorious, defeating Hampshire United 3-0. FC Camohan won its encounter with Fontana United by a 3-1 margin, while Paradise FC outplayed 5 Stars in a landslide victory of 14-0. The 2021 Peter David Margaret Dow Netball Tournament commenced on Friday with 2 games in the junior division. In Game 1, Babs Simpson Academy got the better of top strikers 19-9, while in the second game, Combined Stars defeated Rose Girls 12-4. Meanwhile, in the senior division, games played on Saturday, Sprang's Jetsters got off with a bang, defeating Rainbow Girls 41-10, while Dazzles went down to Mustang 15-21. Matches continue this Friday and Saturday at the River Road Hard Court. Ricky Scarrett and Dr. Kishore Shallow have been re-elected unopposed to the post of President and Vice President, respectively, of the Cricket West Indies. They will serve a second 2-year term. The re-election process was conducted as one of the key items on the agenda of the 22nd Annual General Meeting of CWI, held on Sunday, April 11, 2021. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the meeting took place virtually via video conference. That's it for sports. The program on the Globe is next. And now for the program on the Globe, Guyana is reporting no blood clotting from the COVID-19 vaccinations and no other adverse effects from citizens who have received vaccines. Health officials say other than minor side effects, the vaccine has not been brought under the microscope since the rollout of vaccinations 2 months ago. Details in this report.
2 months since the rollout of the vaccination exercise here in Ghana, a local team with responsibility for tracking and documenting serious adverse reactions by vaccine recipients said it hasn't had the cost to investigate any red flags to date. The government analyst, Food and Drug Department, is mandated with reporting such reactions to global and regional networks, which would then advise on the way forward. In an exclusive interview with Nightly News on Tuesday, Fayon Duncan, Senior Drug Inspector acting of the government analyst, Food and Drug Department, informed Nightly News that the department has primarily recorded minor reactions which have not been a cause for concern.
We would have issued, we have an adverse reaction drug form that we would collect data on. So far, the department has received no adverse drug reaction report. However, there are reports of some side effects like chills, nausea, some headaches, and stuff like that.
Deaths and ailments such as paralysis are considered adverse reactions whether they are caused by the vaccine itself or in collaboration with a food or another drug which was taken before or after a person receives the jab. A number of adverse drug reaction forms initiated by the department have been distributed through the Maternal and Child Health Unit to vaccination sites across the country. Medical staff at these sites have been given the responsibility of recording adverse cases once they are reported. In January, the Food and Drug Department authorized a waiver for the importation of the AstraZeneca vaccine, which was first donated to Guyana by the government of Barbados in February. Following that authorization, 9 additional waivers were approved for the import of the Sputnik V, Covaxin, and Sinopharm vaccines. Duncan pointed out that the department used the United Kingdom as a country of reference for approving the AstraZeneca vaccine, while the other vaccines were granted emergency use by Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony, as stipulated by the Food and Drug regulations. The AstraZeneca vaccine has come under scrutiny for causing blood clots among recipients in several European countries. It was subsequently paused in those countries. However, the company has since denied the claims. Guyana is engaging candidates for the procurement of the single-shot Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. That jab was on Tuesday also paused by the United States Food and Drug Administration and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention over similar blood clot concerns. Tamika Rodney reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
India's new coronavirus infections have reached a record of 184,372 in the last 24 hours, Health Ministry data showed on Wednesday, as most parts of the South Asian nation battles a second and more vicious surge in cases. Details in this report.
A long line of ambulances outside a COVID-19 hospital in the state of Gujarat, inside are patients struggling to breathe and waiting for a bed to become available. Gujarat is one of many states where the hospitals are overcrowded and they don't have enough equipment or healthcare workers to deal with the current caseload.
The ambulances bring in the patients who are on oxygen supply. Some of them are critical and they're admitted first as soon as the beds with ventilators are available. The patients who are on oxygen supply through the Venturi masks are given that in 108 ambulances.
As patients wait for beds, the families of the dead mourn for their loved ones. Nowhere is the situation as bad as in the state of Maharashtra, where migrant workers crowded bus and train terminals after more restrictions were announced. The closing down of all but essential services has seen many daily wage earners lose their jobs. They want to travel to their home states, afraid the government might shut down public transport as it did last year.
It's the common man who suffers the most. I have come here from Uttar Pradesh. I have no ration card or any other local documents. Only those who are local and have a ration card will get groceries. Outsiders don't get anything at all. How will migrant workers feed themselves? That's why they're leaving for their villages.
State leader Uddhav Thackeray said he had no choice but to impose the restrictions.
This disease is spreading at a very horrifying pace. I say horrifying because today's number of positive cases in the state is the highest so far.
Maharashtra's 125 million people will only be allowed to go out for work and shop for essential supplies, including groceries and medicines, until the end of April.
As India witnesses the world's biggest surge in cases, the Health Ministry says it will fast-track emergency approvals for the Pfizer, Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines. That's amid continuing reports of vaccine shortages in the country, which produces 60% of all the vaccines in the world. Elizabeth Puranam, Al Jazeera, New Delhi.
Stay with us for a recap of the headlines.
Let's recap the headlines. RGPF tells citizens to say what they see as quarterly records show an increase in sexually related crimes involving minors. 6 arrested for brutal attack on police following Saraka celebration. And Grenadians ship out more relief supplies for the people of St. Vincent displaced by the La Soufrière volcano eruption. Superintendent Sylvan McIntyre brought us up to speed with the happenings in St. Vincent surrounding the volcano eruption today. And around the globe, no adverse reactions reported from vaccination efforts in Guyana. And India reports record high in daily COVID-19 infections. In sports, Sandals National Under-15 Tournament and the Peter David Margaret Down Netball Tournament got underway over the weekend. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television's Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.